So here's the thing. I'm reading this book, Bounce by Matthew Syed, and this guy goes on and talks about how talent does not exist, and how the only thing that can make you world class and make you master any skill in life is practice and hard work. Overwhelmingly, it's the truth, you know. So uh, I've been knowing this for quite some time, but I've also thought I had this belief that there's such thing as talent, and there's such thing as being like having special abilities in something. And Matthew, in his book Bounce, by the way, read this book; it's fantastic. Um, Goes on and talks about like how that is not true, and he picks on the most famous people like Mozart, for example. uh, he was the child prodigy who made the most beautiful and complex sonatas, and it was able to play very complex music on the piano at age around 6 or 7, a very early age. And he goes on and talks about how the fact that people don't realize he had a father who was a very good musician, okay, and he taught him piano from a very early age. So until he was able to play those complex sonatas, he already had around 3,000 or 3,500 hours of practice, of hard work. So that's one thing, okay? And by the way, if you didn't know, there's this thing like you need 10,000 hours in one specific skill of conscious effort. Usually, if you want to be world class at something. So there's a lot of scientists that talk about this, the fact that you need 10,000 hours. So he already had um, a third of that at the age of 7. So that's pretty fantastic. But it wasn't any special abilities. It wasn't any special skills. It was just practice, and of course a little push from his father when he was like around the age of 4 or 3 or something. So another example is Roger Federer, who was training since I think age of 7, but very early age himself. And also like Williams sisters that are, I think they were in the top 10 women worldwide. I am not a tennis fan, but whatever. So the most fantastic example, and I will leave you with this, okay? I don't want to make a 20 minutes rant. I see that it's already 3 minutes. It was there's this scientist, okay, and this guy realized for some time now that hard work is what gets you to be world class at something. It's not talent, it's not genes, it's not luck, it's hard fucking work. And of course, that, you know, people do not really like the idea of hard work because it takes all the mystery and the fantasy away, so it leaves them to actually have to work, you know. That's why people tend to like theories more in the talent area, because it's easier for them. They don't have to decide that they will do that as well, because they see it as something on a pedestal. Only those people could do it. Okay, so this scientist coming back, okay, I'm very like jumping from subject to subject. This guy decided to prove this theory of his, okay? And at that time, it was really outlandish to say stuff like this. It was like not 5 years ago, it was some time ago. So what he did is that, of course, he picked a woman, okay, called Susan, I believe, and he talked to her, and they decided that they will conduct the experiment of uh, of uh, of get not getting birth, of giving birth to some children, okay, that they would love anyways, of course. So it's not just like a psychopath experience. And they would pick sports or activities or skills that they will give to those children, and they would train them at an early age, because this was a common factor between all the world class people in everything, okay, no matter what sports, what skills. And they would prove the world that this is how it's done. This is how you get world class at something, not by genes, not by talent. He obviously didn't had any history in being world class at anything, so he did that. And the first girl that was born was trained from around age 4, okay, and around age 6, he won several championships. At age 8 or 10, she was like in the top. By the way, these were Hungarian people. I don't remember the exact titles, the championships that they won, but at around age 12 or 15, around that time, the first girl that they give birth to ended up being the champion of Europe, of the world, something really, really big and astonishing. And they gave birth in the meantime to another 2 little girls that were also trained in chess, okay? And by the age of 10 or 12 or 15, they all ended up being in the top of the world at chess, okay? Like the third one actually ended up being the champion of the world for 10 years straight, and the only 1 year when she wasn't a champion was when she gave birth to her child and had to take a break. So 3 kids born for this, trained by very early ages, have proven the fact that you can literally do anything that you want, okay? And you can get world-class status at it if you work hard enough, okay? So this trumps the excuse that, you know, I don't have talent in math. This is a big one, especially for kids and teens and people who are in finances, of course. If you want to start a business, you got to know math. You got to know finances, okay? And if you just have been through school and maybe you haven't been that good at math, that doesn't mean that you're not good with numbers, okay? This proves that you can be good with numbers, and you can be really good with numbers, okay? There have been a lot of experiments with taking ordinary people and making them crazy good with numbers, okay? But that's like another 30-minute talk, okay? What my point with this video is, you can literally get great at anything. You just have to put your mind to it, not to see those people as something that they could do, but not something that you could do, because a lot of studies, a lot of books have proven the contrarian, okay? You can do it. It's all about work, okay? Your brain has this thing called neuroplasticity, and when you train in a domain, what it does is that it changes itself to actually fulfill the skill that you're doing, okay? For example, cab drivers have that area of the brain that is responsible with navigation, okay, with spatial visualization. They have it a lot more developed. How can we explain that if by not a lot of training, okay? So there's all these things. Now, of course, you still need to put in that 10,000 hours, which for if you do the math is 10 years, okay? So you cannot do this if you don't like that thing. That's another topic, okay? You have to be passionate and find enjoyment and find what you're doing fun, okay, enjoyable. Because if you don't have any passion, it's like it's not possible. It's not rational to do that, okay? I mean, Steve Jobs said this in an interview that he's done. Like, he was asked if passion mattered, if passion is something that people need to have when they're going for their dream, and he said definitely yes, because if you don't have passion for what you're doing, any rational person would give up. And that's exactly the case. If you don't have passion for what you're doing, you're not gonna keep at it. You're just gonna give up. And if you're just gonna give up, you're not gonna get world class at it. Of course, when you just and here's the thing, and I will leave you with this, okay? When you just start out, you're gonna suck, okay? Whatever you're learning an instrument or you're learning anything, you're gonna suck in the first sequence of that learning curve, okay? If you're doubling every single time, keep this in mind, by the way. But no, let me just show you really quickly. This is on my table, okay? And I think you can see it, but reversed. Doesn't really matter. My point is that here it says that it takes 7 cycles of doubling to get from 0.01% to 1%, and it takes another 7 cycles to get from 1% to 100%. So you're gonna suck at it for 7 cycles, but then you're gonna grow and you're gonna go like crazy, because it's a lot easier to endure the progress from 10% to 20% than from 0.02% to 0.04%. Of course, you're gonna suck at it at first. That's why most people don't get world-class status at anything, because they don't even try. Okay, so it's been a long video. Thank you for watching this. I'm gonna keep putting out these videos as I get good ideas. So I hope you really enjoyed this video, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.